All right, we are on air. Welcome everybody to the second installment of 15 Minutes with Fit 2.0. I am Amber from Fit 2.0, and I'm here with Courtney from Fit 2.0. You may also know me from Gocalio and Eating the Food, my Facebook group. Courtney, introduce yourself because you have not been on 15 Minutes.
No, I haven't. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, it's kind of breaking up, which is no good. Okay. Oh, no, my screen is frozen. What do I have? What do you do when the screen is frozen in your I don't know. Oh, wait. Can you? Yikes.
I can hear you.
Okay, so you can hear me saying like, "Uh-oh, the screen is frozen." So you're okay, now your screen isn't frozen anymore. It was frozen for a second.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I'm Courtney. I live up here in Rochester, New Hampshire, and I do work around Black feminist fitness using a sort of organization called Wrong Is Not My Name, Black Feminist Fitness. So that's what I do.
You're on Facebook, right?
Yes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. It's weird. You can hear me okay, you said, right?
I can hear you okay, but I understand what you're saying. Hopefully we'll get better. I hope.
Okay.
You want to click, why don't you hang up and come back and maybe we'll have to try that.
All right, I'll try that.
And while you're gone, I'm going to talk about what we're doing today. So our topic today is what is body positive fitness? And I will just talk about how I got into body positive fitness while Courtney's gone. So when I first started blogging, I had never heard the term body positive fitness. I hadn't been, I'd been kind of sheltered away from popular culture because I had small children, and I purposefully didn't listen to the news or pay much attention to popular culture. I started blogging because I wanted my daughters to grow up in a world that didn't value them based on their body parts. And I kind of fell into fitness through that. Like I said, I hadn't ever heard the term body positive. So the first couple of years that I was blogging about body positivity, but I never used the term body positive because I wasn't familiar with the term itself. I blogged about, valuing ourselves based on our abilities rather than our appearance. I blogged about, the time I got down to 12% body fat, and lo and behold, my life didn't magically become perfect. In fact, it was really not very fun at all. Stuff like that, getting a perfect, fit-looking body didn't bring me happiness. Who knew? So I was blogging about body positivity before I knew I was blogging about body positivity. And then once I did hear the term and realized that that's what I'd been blogging about, I started using the term, happily so. And I'll get into some of the criticisms that I've got since from the very beginning, talking about body positive fitness. But I want to hand the stage over to Courtney, and she can talk about how she got into this field.
Into this field. Wow. Well, I got into it. I've been working out pretty consistently for maybe 3 years or so. And as I started to get smaller and my body changed, I had a lot of people who would come up to me and say all sorts of insulting comments about their own bodies, and they would praise me for losing weight and praise me for looking so wonderful. So I really started to wonder why women who weighed so much less than I did still felt so bad and still said such negative things about their bodies and about their abilities. And also, I have a sort of a long history as a women's studies professor and an English professor. So I've always just been researching and teaching about the stories that, that women, that people of color, the queer folks, the stories that we learn about our bodies and how we come to sort of feel either hatred about particular features that we have, or, wanting to sort of interrogate the ways that particular beauty ideals are put in front of us. So for me, what became really obvious is that, for me, no matter how much weight I lose or how many muscles I get, my body, because of the ways that it's racialized and gendered, will never be that sort of mythical, vision of perfection. So for that reason, I got sort of really interested in so what are the counter narratives? Like, so what do we do when I stop chasing that, what then is possible for me? And so that was when I started thinking more about body positivity. But again, for me, not thinking of it in simply an individual, like I wake up and I love my legs, I love my arm, but really thinking about what's hard about loving a body in a culture that doesn't love that body. Yes, that's the take that I go on.
Yeah. I think we were talking before about body positive fitness being referred to as a market. I don't see it as a niche. I personally, like I said, I started blogging because I want to change the industry. I want body positive fitness to become the norm. I want the entire industry to shift. And that has been my goal from the very beginning. Like people say, what is your goal here? And my mission statement from the beginning has been to change the industry, if not change popular culture in general, to create a, insurgence, to just change the way women view their bodies and the way that culture views women's bodies. And I think I can do that. I actually think that we're seeing it happen. And I like to think that I had something to do with that. I like to think that I had, I'm not going to take responsibility for that, but I like to think that, me being one of the early voices, I played a part in some of the things that we're seeing, some of the changes we're seeing in the fitness industry, because I think we are seeing a lot more voices being raised in support of body positivity and moderation and balance in diet and in fitness, and less and less attention on these extreme workout styles and diets. And I really think we're seeing a paradigm shift. I think we're in the early stages of it, but I really do think it's happening, and it's so exciting. But I don't think that I'm not happy with it being a niche. I want to go all the way with this. I want this to be an industry-wide shift.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, I think when I was talking about it being a niche, I think one of the things I worry about, and I was thinking about sort of greenwashing and sort of the way you can take a hazardous, a chemical, and you can put it in a bottle and put a leaf on the bottle and resell it as like, oh, this kinder, gentler,
right.
chemical. And so I question sort of, for example, like, is it a body positive move to simply put like a larger bodied runner on a magazine?
Right.
But still fill the magazine with the advertisements for the same old things that were in the old magazine.
Right.
So I guess for me, it's about that packaging. But then thinking about if we're really about celebrating bodies, right? Are we not just thinking about sort of how to sell to bigger people, which is the thing that I worry about, or to sell, just to, women, right? So another way to get women's money. But are we thinking about, for example, sort of the way I listened to a talk last week about the ways that gender is policed in gym settings. So are we making fitness spaces really welcoming for all types of bodies? And how does that happen even when we're thinking about changing rooms and restrooms? So not just the products that we sell, but actually the environments we create for people.
Yeah.
So I think those are the hard decisions. Like, I think it's easy to put somebody on a magazine. I think it's much harder to advocate for different types of changing rooms, right? Or to be really intentional about a no harassment policy, to really change the culture of a fitness space. I think is much harder. But yeah, I guess that's what I want to see.
Right.
I want to see it, across genders, across the lifespan, right? So that body positivity isn't just seen as something for women, right, or for young people, right, but for all bodies, right, are being celebrated.
Disabled bodies, Black bodies,
right?
Old bodies.
Yeah, that's
all
what
kinds
that's what I hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. I was talking about some of the criticism I've gotten. There's one theme of criticism that I have gotten from the very beginning, and that is, Amber, you're gonna give people the idea that it's okay to be fat, which is wrong. The people who say these things are wrong on so many levels, not the least of which is they're starting from an assumption that it is anybody's business telling other people what is okay or not okay for them, for other people, for their own body, like they don't have any business deciding what's okay for someone else. It's not my business telling somebody whether it's okay or not okay to be fat. And it's certainly not the person telling me. It's certainly not their business telling somebody that it's not okay to be fat. So this policing of people's bodies, I don't think that made a whole lot of sense. I'm kind of rambling here. This policing of people's bodies, telling people that it's not okay for them to be fat. It really isn't anybody's business. It's not marketers' business. It's not gym owners' business. It's not my business as a personal trainer, telling people that it's not okay for them to be fat. The only people whose business it is the individual and maybe their doctor. It is between those two people. I'm not going to go tell anybody that their body isn't okay the way that it is. It's my business to encourage people to be active. And I have found that the best way to encourage people to be active is to build them up, make them feel good about themselves, make them feel awesome, make them feel they are worthy of being taken care of. They're worthy of self-care. They're an awesome human being just the way they are, and they deserve to be taken care of. And one of the best ways that they can be taken care of is to be active every day. And that's what body positivity is. It's making people feel like they deserve to be taken care of. They deserve self-care, that they're awesome people who deserve self-care. Right. And until the fitness industry can make people feel like no matter what they look like, no matter how much they weigh, until the industry can make people feel like they are awesome just the way they are and they deserve self-care, then the industry is not body positive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, I've been a participant in group fitness for a while, and I've worked with different trainers and coaches, and now I'm in the process of becoming a trainer, a trainer and a coach, and, I teach classes now. And, I certainly hold myself out I don't get all caught up in inspiration, but I do hold myself out as an example. So all the things that I do to stay active, finding things that I love to do, and not doing things I don't I don't like to do. I tell people I do them all. I weigh 250 pounds and I do it. I do the things that I like. And so again, I think that's part of the thing about, it's easy to put somebody on a magazine, but it's really hard, I think, to learn how to work with larger bodies, to actually do the training, to go out and learn how to, work with in wheelchairs, how to learn how to do seated classes. I think that's much harder to do. So what I would love to see, and I also think about this with participants, right? As we live in capital, like, put your money where your mouth is, right? Don't, if something is making you feel crappy, or, teaching you that it's about punishment or deprivation, or about trying to attain an unattainable, ideal, vote with your feet, right? So vote, go out and seek other things, because there are other people out here who are working in other modes, right? So for me, the question always is, when we start to say these bad things about our body, and they say, well, where are these lessons coming from? So am I treating myself the same way the culture treats me, right? And can I choose to opt out of that? And again, I think those are those hard decisions where you often might find yourself alone, sort of out over here, on your little soapbox, saying like, no, it can be different. It really can. It's really great over here. And it's like, how do you get people to sort of make that move, right? To move beyond, but move beyond unhappiness with the industry as it is, into imagining the world and working towards creating the world that they want, right? And that for me is what body positivity in fitness and in other areas means, right? How do you create what you want, right? So how do you move away from the magazines or the commercials or the products that are selling you, insecurity, right? And how do you then go to a place that really wants you to feel secure, that wants you to make, like, I want my clients to make decisions about their fitness from a place of security, right? From a place of power. Because that's there. I don't want them to feel like I'm here to fix them, or, I'm this all-knowing, I know a lot, but I'm not this all-knowing thing. I'm somebody who did it and who show you how to do it if you want to, right? But that's a really different message from, pound yourself into the dirt and feel like crap while you do it, or it's not going to work. So,
yep.
Yeah. So I always say I am trying to be the trainer and the instructor that I wish I had had. And I've had good trainers and good instructors, but really, my goal is to be that, be that person, that I wish I had. I never had a fat trainer, right? Or, or an instructor who talked about things in this way. So.
And I think we need more diversity in fitness professionals. I'm beginning to see more, and I'm really happy about it. And I want to encourage more people of all shapes and sizes who may want to get into fitness and feel like they can't because they're not thin and fit looking. There is a place for you in fitness, and you will find people who want to work with somebody who looks like you. So don't let that stop you. Of course, you will run into assholes who will tell you not to, and who will tell you that you can't. But don't listen to them, because I'm telling you, you should do it, and you're needed. We need to absolutely do it, and you will find clients, you will find work, and you will be gratefully and joyfully welcomed. And we're out of time, so I really want to thank Courtney. Thank you so much for joining me today, and that was a great conversation. Thank you, viewers, for watching, and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our future broadcasts. Click like, And be sure to join the mailing list so you always are updated on when our broadcasts are going to be. I think that's everything. Thank you.
Thank
See you next
you.
time.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, Courtney.
Thank you.